Hello, dear young minds. Welcome back to Physics Point. We have reached at the fourth lecture of the chapter Force and Laws of Motion, and this is going to be the last lecture from this chapter because we have reached at numericals on law of conservation of momentum. All right, before getting into numericals on law of conservation of momentum, if you haven't watched what is law of conservation of momentum, then go back to the playlist. All right, you have to go back to the playlist and you have to watch the third video to understand law of conservation of momentum. Once you understand law of conservation of momentum, then solving the numericals will be easy task. All right, so I recommend better you go to playlist of any chapter, means don't skip on the videos from the first video till the last video, first to last. If you watch those videos, then you will have clear idea about the subject, how it moves. All right, just to give you some idea, law of conservation of momentum, the formula goes like this. The formula is m1 u1 plus m2 u2 is equal to m1 v1 plus m2 v2. By using this formula, we will be solving the numericals on law of conservation of momentum. Now, if you don't know what is this formula, you go back to third video, watch it and come back. All right, so let's get started with some of the numericals from the concept of law of conservation of momentum. Here is a question. The question goes like this. A bomb of mass 10 kg blasts into two pieces, each of mass 2 kg and 8 kg. All right, there is a bomb, okay? There is a bomb like this, so which is 10 kg. Now this 10 kg bomb blast into two pieces. One is 2 kg and another is I think 8 kg, 2 kg and 8 kg. For example, it blasted like this. Okay, so this piece, whatever this side we have got, let us take this as 2 kg and this one as 8 kg, 2 kg and 8 kg. Now what they have mentioned, if velocity of 2 kg is 20 meter per second, this 2 kg will move with what velocity? 20 meter per second. All right, find the velocity of the other piece. This velocity they are asking. All right, so how to solve this by using law of conservation of momentum? You do one thing, you consider this 2 kg as m1. Okay, so m1 is equal to how much is that? 2 kg. All right, how about this 8 kg? Consider that as m2. M2 is 8 kg. All right, what is u1? U1 means initial velocity of this 2 kg. What is the initial velocity of this 2 kg? Initially it was at rest, no? Once it has blasted, then only it started to move outside, no? But before that it was at rest only, so that's why initial velocity of the 2 kg is 0. What is u2? Initial velocity of 8 kg, that is also 0. All right, then afterwards final velocity of first piece is 2 kg, no? So 2 kg, what is its final velocity? That is 20 meter per second. v1 is 20 meter per second. All right, then how about v2? V2 is nothing but final velocity of this second piece. Final velocity of this second piece is v, or you can call it as v2 also directly here only. If you want to call it as v2, there is no issue with that. We are supposed to calculate this v2. All right, are you getting my point? Then easily you can apply what is that? According to law of conservation of momentum. According to law of conservation of momentum. All right, it becomes quite lengthy, no? From the next problem onwards, I will be writing it as a law of conservation of momentum. Will you understand this? What is this? Law of conservation of momentum. Okay, I'll write only this much locum, then you will understand that it is according to law of conservation of momentum. According to law of conservation of momentum, we can write it as m1 u1 plus m2 u2 is equal to m1 v1 plus m2 v2. Just substitute the values now. That is like 2 into 0 plus 8 into 0 is equal to 2 into v1. v1 is 20 meter per second. Let's make it as 20 plus m2. What is m2? m2 is 8 kg into v2 we have to calculate, and total LHS becomes 0. So 0 is equal to 2 into 20 is 40. 40 plus 8 v2. All right, let us keep 8 v2 there only. If you bring this 40 this side, it becomes minus 40 is equal to 8 v2, and v2 is equal to It is minus 40 divided by 8. 8 ones are 8 fives are. Then I am going to get the answer V2 is equal to minus 5 meter per second. Now you have got this minus, no, I mean don't make the mistake of keeping it as plus. At last don't mention it as V is equal to 5 meter per second. We are not supposed to get the answer minus. Don't say like that. This becomes wrong. Alright, why it is minus? Try to understand this. Here it is V1, right? So this is going towards left, no? So this piece of the bomb is going towards left. How about this? This is going towards right. Alright, so if this velocity is considered as positive, because I have taken this V1 as positive, so how about this V2? This V2 has to be negative. Correct, no? And what is the final answer we got? We got it as a minus 5 meter per second, no? This is a small piece. This 2 kg is small piece. That's why it will move with a heavy velocity. Correct, no? And this is more mass. This is heavy piece. So that's why it will move with a less velocity. Are you understanding my point, what I am trying to say? For example, if you are breaking a coconut, you know coconut, right? So let me give you that example here. For example, if you are breaking a coconut, now that coconut has broken into two pieces like this. This is smaller piece. This will move with more velocity. This will move with more velocity because mass is less, and this will move. I mean there only. It will fall down there only. No, it will move with less velocity. Why? Because its mass is more. Alright, whose mass is less, no, it will go with more velocity, and whose mass is more, that will go with less velocity. You must have heard about this in gun also, no? The bullet moves with more speed, but the gun moves back with a little speed. Why? Because mass of the gun is more and mass of the bullet is less. Alright, we have those problems also. We'll come to that also. So here is that problem. Let us have a look at this problem. A bullet of mass 50 gram is fired from a gun of mass 5 kg. I mean mass of the bullet and mass of the gun both are given, 50 gram and 5 kg. This 50 gram has to be converted into kg. Alright. If firing velocity of bullet is 100 meter per second. I mean firing velocity is 100 meter per second. Alright. Find recoiling velocity of the gun. This is very classic problem. Let us try to understand this with the help of a diagram. For example, there is a gun. I will draw a very a line diagram, very simple diagram, okay. This is a gun and here is the trigger, alright. So here is a trigger, and in that what is there? In that bullet is there. Correct. So all the details are given here. So I will write it as mass of the bullet. Mass of the bullet means MB. So MB is like 50 gram. 50 gram means it is going to be 50 divided by 1000. 50 divided by 1000 kg. 0 0 get cancelled. 5 ones are 5 20s are. So mass of the bullet is 1 by 20 kg. Please remember this. Mass of the bullet is 1 by 20 kg. Alright. Now how about mass of the gun? So this is first thing. So mass of the gun. So mg. mg is equal to 5 kg. Correct, no? Mass of the gun is 5 kg. Alright. If firing velocity of the bullet is 100 meter per second. Firing velocity means you need to understand when initially they were at rest only, no? So what is the initial velocity of this bullet? Initial velocity of this bullet is 0. What is the initial velocity of this gun? Initial velocity of this gun is also 0 because they were at rest. Correct, no? So I have got MB, I have got MG, I have got UB and UG. Now initially they were at rest, that's why I have taken both of these as 0. Look here. Then afterwards when it was fired, the bullet was fired forward. Correct, no? The bullet was fired with a velocity of 100 meter per second. That means this is the final velocity of the bullet. This is VB. So that is equal to 100 meter per second. Now similarly, when it is fired forward, no, so this gun will go back like this. Correct, no? So this bullet is going forward with 100 meter per second means this gun will be coming back, recoiling back. I have explained in Newton's third law of motion. So this is referred to as a VG. VG means final velocity of the gun, that is equal to question mark. Alright, we have got so much of data here. So this UB and UG are 0. So that's why we can substitute them. Again, we have got this MB and MG, and we have got VB and VG. So I think we should be able to apply according to law of conservation of momentum, LOCOM. According to law of conservation of momentum, we can say that m1 u1 plus m2 u2 is equal to m1 v1 plus m2 v2. Now you must be thinking, sir, m1 u1 means what is that? M1 means you first of all take bullet, okay, mb ub. mb means mass of the bullet and ub means initial velocity of the bullet, plus m2 means you take it as a mg means mass of the gun, into ug means initial velocity of the gun. Alright, again m1 means the same mb, into instead of this v1 we are going to take it as vb, plus m2 is mg and v2 is vg. Correct? No, I hope you understood this concept what I have explained here. From this formula we have to make this transition according to our convenience. How about mass of the bullet? The mass of the bullet is already recorded, that is 1 by 20. Alright, 1 by 20 into 0, plus what about mass of the gun, that is 5 kg, into 0 is equal to mass of the bullet is 1 by 20 into what is Vb, where is Vb? So velocity of the bullet is 100, so it is also given 100, plus how about mass of the gun? So that is 5 into Vg, we don't know, that's what we need to calculate, and here it becomes 0, and that is equal to 21s are 25s are, so it becomes 5 plus 5 Vg. Alright, so let us bring that 5 this side, it becomes minus 5 is equal to 5 Vg, then definitely Vg is equal to, I am going to get it as minus 5 by 5, so they get cancelled and we will have the answer Vg is equal to minus 1 meter per second. Why we got it as minus? Because the bullet is travelling forward, we took it as positive, and gun is coming backward, that means it has to be negative. Alright, so observe this problem one more time, don't get confused from here to here. Okay, this is quite a simple transition. Instead of m1 we are using mb. Look here, m1 is mb, u1 is ub, m2 is mg, m2 is mg here, u2 is ug, and v2 is vg. Just I have substituted different values according to the problem, according to the situation. Alright, moving forward, let's get into another question. Before getting into the question, look at this, the velocity of this bullet is 100 meter per second. Why? Because its mass is also just 50 gram and its velocity is minus 1 meter per second. Why? Because its mass is 5 kg, huge mass. Alright, so according to the masses the velocity will be decided. Alright, let us move on to this third problem. Let's have a look at this. Two football players, each of mass 40 kg and 60 kg, are approaching each other with speeds 10 meter per second and 20 meter per second. Alright, let us represent this situation. There are two football players. So here is one football player. Alright, so let me call this football player as A. Okay, this is football player A is approaching here. Alright, and afterwards there is one more football player. Okay, he is here. So let me call him as B. Alright, he is also coming here. So what are their velocities? I can call it as MA. MA means what? This is mass of football player A. So how much is that? That is 40 kg. Correct? 40 kg. And how about MB? MB means mass of the football player B. So that is 60 kg. They are coming, they are approaching. Approaching means they are, running in opposite directions. They are coming to each other. They are approaching each other with speeds 10 meter per second and 20 meter per second. I will call this as UA. UA is equal to, I will call it as 10 meter per second. Alright. Now, how about this UB? UB is in opposite direction, no? See, if you are taking this direction as positive, so opposite direction, if you are coming from this person to this person, you have to take it as negative, no? So, definitely 20 is there, but that 20 has to be considered as minus 20 meter per second. Very, very important information. Why? Because they are in opposite direction. This person is coming from left to right and this person is coming from right to left. Correct, no? So, that's why we have to consider it as minus. Alright. And the next situation is they collide with each other and got stuck with each other. They collided and got stuck with each other. Find their velocity and mention the direction in which they move. Alright, let us see that. They are stucking with each other, no? Now, let us represent this. They are coming to each other like this. They will come and they will collide here at this point. I will show that in the next diagram. They are coming and colliding with each other. For example, they collided with each other. A and B, this is A and this is B. And they are stuck with each other and they will start to move. Either they may move in this direction with some velocity, or they may move in this direction with some velocity. We don't know what is that direction. At the end, they are asking, find their velocity. We'll find out the velocity for sure and mention the direction in which they move. We don't know in which direction they will move. We'll get to know whether they move from right to left or from left to right. We'll see that when we get the answer. Now let us assume that the velocity of this person A and velocity of this person B both are same. Why? Because they are stuck with each other. No, these people are stuck with each other, means they will travel with the same speed. You must have seen in the football matches also. They are approaching each other and they stuck with each other and they move in only one direction. Alright, both are having same velocity. Alright, now in which direction they move? They may move here also and they may move here also. How to decide that? We'll discuss when we get the answer. Now, according to law of conservation of momentum. What does law of conservation of momentum says? It says m1 u1 plus m2 u2 is equal to m1 v1 plus m2 v2, right? This is the formula. Then afterwards m1 means what is there? Already you have recorded. M1 means take this as a person A. So that is like it becomes ma into ua plus this m2 becomes a mb into ub. It is becoming quite easy for you now. So again it becomes ma into va, correct? Plus again it becomes a mb into vb. Alright, so instead of this m1 u1 m2 u2 m1 v1 and m2 v2, according to the situation we are changing. So this is like 1 means aa, 2 means bb. So here also 1 means aa, 2 means bb, and other things are same. Now how about mass of person A? Already it is recorded here, so that is 40 kg. So let us write it as 40 into what is ua? Ua is also written, that is 10 meter per second. Let us mark that as 10 plus what is mb? Mb is 60 kg. Let us write that 60 into what is ub? Ub is minus 20, very very important. So you have to write it as minus 20 is equal to ma is again 40 into va means what? Va means v. Okay, let me write it as v plus mb. Mb means what? Mb is 60 into vb is again same. Look here, vb is also v. Alright, so it becomes 40 into 10, it becomes 400, then plus into minus, then 60 into 20 is 6 2s are 12, then other 2 zeros, and that is equal to 100 V. Alright, so it becomes what? Minus 800, no? Minus 800 is equal to 100 V, and if you calculate the answer, you will get it as V is equal to minus 800 divided by 100, 0 0 0 0, they will get cancelled, and we will get the answer V is equal to minus 8 meter per second. So this is for sure. I mean, they move with velocity, they move with velocity 8 meter per second, that is for sure. But in which direction? We got it as minus, no? Look at this. Which one we took it as minus? We took this direction as positive, this velocity as positive, and this velocity as a negative. Correct? Now this velocity as negative means now once they have collided with each other, once they have dashed with each other, they will be having same velocity, but they will be moving in this direction now. Why they are moving in this direction? Because we got final answer as a minus. So minus means this direction only, along the direction of B. So that's why they will be moving with 20 meter per second. Along the direction of B. Why along the direction of B? Because whatever this B person is moving, no, this velocity is minus. So that's why we have to write the final answer as they move with a velocity of 8 meter per second along the direction of B. Very very important. If we would have got this as positive, then we would have said they moved along the direction of A, because the velocity of A is positive, no? So if we got the positive answer, then we would have said they are moving along the direction of A. But as we got the negative answer, we have to say they are moving along the direction of B. Alright, I hope you are getting a lot of inputs from these questions. Alright, now here is one more bullet problem, and we have one more skate problem here. Let us solve that also. Alright, so let us have a look into this. When a bullet of mass 20 gram is fired, bullet of the mass is given. Let us write it down directly, bullet of the mass. So okay, bullet of the mass means we have to take it as a MB. MB means what? Mass of the bullet. correct, no? So what is this? This is 20 gram. So this 20 gram means it has to be converted. So 20 gram means how will you do it? So 20 divided by 1000. So 20 divided by 1000 means 0 0, then 2 ones are, then 2 fives are, then zeros are. So it becomes what? 1 by 50. Correct, no? So 1 by 50 kg is the mass of the bullet. Is fired from a gun. We don't know what mass of the gun now. Bullet moves with a velocity with a speed of 50 meter per second. That means initially the bullet was at rest, no? So what is UB? UB is equal to 0. That is for sure. Okay, same is the case with UG. UG means initial velocity of the gun, that is also 0 because nothing is mentioned about that. Now bullet is moving with a speed of 50 meter per second. That means final velocity of the bullet is equal to, how much is that? That is 50 meter per second. That is the final velocity of the bullet. Correct? And gun recoils back with velocity 2 meter per second. That means the final velocity of the gun is also given. So it is coming back with how much speed? It is coming back with speed 2 meter per second. Have observation at the gun. Okay, so that you understand it in a better way. This is the gun. All right. So initially, this bullet and the gun were at rest. That's why I have taken initial velocity of the bullet, initial velocity of the gun, both as 0 I have taken. Alright, then afterwards mass of the bullet is given, I have recorded that also, and mass of the gun is not given, that's why I haven't recorded. Now this whatever this bullet is there, it will start to move with how much velocity? 50 meter per second. So that's why final velocity of the bullet. Okay, the bullet is moving forward, that's why VB is there. Now I have taken it as positive velocity of the bullet. How about this velocity of the gun? Velocity of the gun means it is recoiling velocity of the gun means it has to be taken negative, right? So it is mentioned as 2 meter per second, but it has to be considered as a minus 2 meter per second. So I have to take it as minus 2 meter per second. Correct? So that we get the mass in positive. If you don't take this as negative, if you take it as positive, so mass will get as negative. So mass cannot be negative. Then with this calculation it becomes wrong, no? So that's why we have to be careful while taking this, whether it has plus or it is minus. So it has to be taken very carefully. Now find mass of the gun. Mass of the gun means mass of the gun is mg. Mg is equal to question mark. I hope the whole concept is quite clear. Try to observe all these things one more time, so that whenever you are doing in the exam, it become hassle free for you. Okay, so these have to be taken very carefully. Now all the things are there. Now according to law of conservation of momentum, directly you can write. What you can write? Tell me. Mass of the bullet into initial velocity of the bullet plus mass of the gun into initial velocity of the gun is equal to mass of the bullet into final velocity of the bullet plus mass of the gun into final velocity of the gun. Alright, so you have written all this data. Now let us substitute. What is MB? MB is mass of the bullet, that is 1 by 50. Let us substitute that. 1 by 50 into 0 plus mass of the gun, we don't know, mass of the gun into 0 is equal to mass of the bullet, again it is 1 by 50 into what is the final velocity of the bullet? Final velocity of the bullet is given, that is 50. So write it as 50 plus what is mass of the gun? We don't know. What is the velocity of the gun? That is minus 2, very important. So write it as minus 2. Alright, so this whole LHS becomes 0 and this is equal to 50, 50 get cancelled 1, then plus into minus, it becomes minus 2 mg. Alright, so let us send this minus 2 mg that side, it becomes 2 mg. 0 is there, nothing will happen. 0 plus 2 mg is 2 mg and that is equal to 1. And if you want to find out answer from this, that is mg is equal to 1 by 2. Alright, so you can just write it as mg is equal to 1 by 2 means 0.5. So 0.5 kg. 0.5 kg means you can write it as 500 gram also, because 0.5 into 1000 is 500 gram. Alright, so this is how you have to make an approach. The only thing is that where you have to take positive and where you have to take negative, this is very, very important concept. Okay, on this only you have to concentrate, especially in gun problem and the people approaching each other in opposite direction. Okay, if they are going in this direction, for example, both were running in the same direction, then would have considered this also positive and this also positive, and they may collide and anything may happen. Alright, but as they were approaching in opposite direction, we took one positive and another one as a negative. And here also in the gun, the bullet is going forward, that's why we took it as positive, and it is coming backward, we took it as negative. All right, fine. So moving forward to the next question, let's have a look at this. A boy of mass 50 kg jumps on a skateboard of mass 5 kg at rest. All right. So the skateboard was at rest. I mean, it was having 5 kg and the boy's mass is 50 kg, and he jumped onto this skateboard and starts to move with a velocity of 5 meter per second. I mean, both of them, they start, of course, he is on the skateboard, means both will be moving with the same velocity. I mean, they start to move with 5 meter per second. Find the velocity with which the boy has jumped on the skateboard. We have to find initial velocity of the boy. Final velocity is given, that is 5 meter per second. Let us try to illustrate this with the help of a diagram. Here is the boy. All right, here is the boy. Now he is moving with some initial velocity. Okay, so this is some initial velocity. Okay, let me call it as u1. Okay, so u1 is equal to question mark. This is what they are asking. And mass of this boy, so that is like m1, so that is like 50 kg. All right, so now he was running, and there was a skateboard here. There was a skateboard kept here. All right, so with wheels, there was a skateboard. Now he is supposed to jump onto it. Now what is the mass of this skateboard? The mass of this skateboard is given, so this is 5 kg, and it was at rest, means its initial velocity is 0. All right, he is running with some speed and he jumped onto this skateboard. Now the boy is on the skateboard. All right, don't say that boy is looking different. This is a concept. Okay, now he is moving. Now both of them will move with a what velocity? 5 meter per second. Both will move. That means velocity of the boy, that is first we have considered as boy, so that's what v1, and v2 velocity of the skateboard. v2 is velocity, final velocity of the skateboard, because we are considering this as a second one. So v1 and v2 both are how much is this? Both are 5 meter per second. Correct. So now they are asking about this u1, with what velocity he came. All right, I hope all the conditions are satisfied and everything is understood. There is a boy of mass 50 kg. Definitely he must be running. They are asking with which velocity the boy has jumped on the skateboard. That's what they are asking. He jumped onto this skateboard of mass 5 kg at rest. All right, then both of them, they start to move with velocity 5 meter per second. Okay, so now everything is there. Now we have to apply law of conservation of momentum. According to law of conservation of momentum, m1 u1 plus m2 u2 is equal to m1 v1 plus m2 v2. All right, so what is this m1? m1 is 50 into what is this u1, that's what we need to calculate, plus m2 means a mass of the skateboard, that is 5, into u2 is 0 because it was at rest. Again m1 is 50 into what is v1? v1 is 5. Look here, v1 is 5, plus m2 is 5 into what is v2? Again 5. All right, so m2 is 5, no? So 5 into 5, so it becomes, so ultimately we get it as 50 u1, and this one is 0, we can neglect that, and that is equal to 50 into 5, it becomes 250, correct, plus 5 into 5, it becomes 25. All right, so it becomes u1, otherwise let us solve this. 50 u1 is equal to 250 plus 25, it becomes 275. All right, so u1 is equal to 275 divided by 50, so that is like 5 tens are, then 5 fives are, then 2 is the carry, then again 5 fives are. So that is like the value of u1, the value of u1 is 55 divided by 10. So that means u1 is equal to 5.5 meter per second. So boy must have jumped with velocity 5.5 meter per second. All right, I hope, see here the boy is moving in this direction. Okay, so we did not talk about anything about that. Now these velocities are also in the same direction, correct? No, they are also along this direction only. That's why I took this as positive and this also came as positive. All right, I hope you understood all these concepts, and make it sure that you are liking these videos, because that's how YouTube gets to know that these videos are very qualitative content, and it has to be shifted, it has to be I mean uplifted for other viewers, and share it with your friends, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel. So I am Shrikant Bashetti from PhysicsPoint. I am signing off from this video as well as this chapter. and in the next chapter I am going to talk about the chapter gravitation. We'll start the chapter gravitation. It is going to be very interesting journey. All right, and in a description of this video I will give you some homework also, some homework problem also, and I will make a video also. Okay, in the description you will get some homework, and try to download that and try to do that, and comment all your answers. I think we have 4 or 5 problems there. So first one, second one, third, fourth one, you comment those answers in this video. All right, thank you very much. Have a good day, and bye bye.